Once upon a time, in a peaceful little village surrounded by fields of green and colorful flowers, there lived a young cat named Milo. Milo was not an ordinary cat. He had bright green eyes that sparkled with curiosity, soft gray fur, and a long, bushy tail that always seemed to be in motion. Milo loved to explore, and every day was a new adventure for him. One sunny morning, as the golden rays touched the rooftops and birds sang their cheerful songs, Milo woke up with a yawn and a stretch. He looked out of his cozy window and saw the world waiting for him. Today felt like a special day, and Milo's heart beat a little faster with excitement. Milo's home was at the edge of the village, right next to a thick forest that everyone called the Whispering Woods. The villagers often told stories about the woods, saying magical things and strange creatures lived there. Most of the cats in the village never went near the woods, but Milo was different. His curiosity was bigger than his fear. After breakfast, Milo put on his little red scarf, which his mother had made for him, and set out on his daily walk. He greeted Mrs. Bird, who was busy building her nest, and waved to Benny the bunny, who was nibbling on some grass. Everyone knew Milo and liked him, for he was always friendly and polite. As he walked past the last house of the village, Milo stopped and looked at the path leading into the Whispering Woods. The trees stood tall and close together, their leaves whispering secrets as the wind passed through. Milo took a deep breath and decided that today was the day he would finally find out what lay beyond the first row of trees. Step by step, Milo entered the woods. The sunlight danced through the branches, making patterns on the ground. Milo listened carefully. He could hear the chirping of crickets, the rustling of leaves, and the distant sound of a trickling stream. It was quieter here, and the air smelled fresh and earthy. As Milo walked deeper, he saw a bright blue butterfly fluttering near a bush. Wanting to get a closer look, Milo followed it. The butterfly flew gracefully from flower to flower, leading Milo further into the woods. Suddenly, Milo found himself in a small clearing he had never seen before. In the center was a sparkling pond, full of water lilies and dragonflies. Milo sat down by the pond and watched as a family of frogs hopped from one lily pad to another. He marveled at the beauty and peace of this hidden place, but as he watched, he heard a soft voice behind him. "Hello there, curious cat," said the voice. Milo turned around and saw an old tortoise, slowly making his way towards the pond. The tortoise had a gentle face and wise eyes that seemed to know many stories. "Hello," Milo replied politely. "My name is Milo. I was just exploring the woods." The tortoise smiled. "I am Mr. Oakley. I have lived here for many years. Not many cats come into these woods. What brings you here today?" Milo thought for a moment. "I have always been curious about the Whispering Woods. The villagers say it is full of mysteries and magic. I wanted to see it for myself." Mr. Oakley nodded. "Curiosity is a wonderful thing, Milo. It helps us learn and grow. But it is also important to be careful and respectful of the places you visit." Milo listened carefully. "I understand," he said. "I do not want to cause any trouble. I only want to learn." The tortoise looked pleased. "That is a good attitude. Would you like to hear a story about the woods?" Milo's eyes lit up. "Oh yes, please!" Mr. Oakley settled beside the pond and began his tale. Many years ago, the animals in these woods lived in fear of a big, loud creature that stomped and roared. It frightened everyone, and the woods were no longer peaceful. One day, a brave little squirrel named Pip decided to find out who the creature was. Pip was scared, but his curiosity was stronger than his fear. He followed the sounds, and he soon discovered that the monster was just a big, lost cow trying to find her way home. Pip helped the cow, and soon, peace returned to the woods. Milo smiled. "So sometimes what seems scary is just something we do not understand." "Exactly," said Mr. Oakley. "Curiosity can help us discover the truth and make new friends. But remember, always ask for help if you are unsure, and never forget to respect the places and creatures you meet." Milo thanked Mr. Oakley for the story and promised to be careful. As he got up to leave the clearing, he realized he had learned something important. Being curious was good, but being wise and respectful was just as important. On his way back, Milo noticed many things he had not seen before. He saw a family of hedgehogs hiding under a bush, a woodpecker tapping on a tree, and colorful mushrooms growing near a fallen log. He greeted each animal with a smile and a gentle hello. When Milo finally reached the edge of the woods, the sun was setting, and the sky was painted with shades of orange and pink. Back in the village, everyone was glad to see him return safe and sound. Milo shared his adventure and the lesson he had learned. The villagers listened with interest, and even the other cats, who had always been too scared to explore, began to see the woods in a new light. From that day on, Milo continued to explore, always guided by his curiosity, but now with the wisdom he had gained from Mr. Oakley. He became known not just as the curious cat, but as the wise and kind explorer, always ready to share his stories and help others discover the world around them. And so Milo's adventures continued, filled with wonder, learning, and friendship, reminding everyone that curiosity, when paired with respect and care, can lead to the most wonderful discoveries of all.